Well, everybody, oh my. What a journey. What a journey, I'm telling you. What are we doing? Can you smell the coffee? No? I can. Are you ready for this? You're ready for this. Okay. Well, you know I've been monkeying with that song. I didn't even know why those notes that Tony McKenzie played ignited deep down inside my soul. It was only 4 notes. I mean, really, there were 2 chords. There were two note chords. Usually think of a chord as it's like a sentence that's made up of more than one word. A note is a single note made up of tones. There's tones and there's semitones. Now in other disciplines, they don't have tones and semitones. There's a whole range, like the Middle Eastern music has fretless stuff. There's all those notes are legitimate. All those different sounds are legitimate. They're not structured to be just a certain thing. Now, I would like to say the word stumbled upon, because I kind of did stumble upon. Did I stumble upon it? Or was I led to see this? In 59 years of playing guitar, now maybe 50, might be 60 now. No, it's not. I'm 69, I started when I was 10, so it is 59 years of monkeying with music. The Bible says in Proverbs, wisdom and understanding. With all you're getting, get wisdom and understanding, because they will, and it says she will, she, it's talked about in a feminine, she will promote you. All right. I'm so excited. If I've ever enjoyed life, I've never enjoyed it more than now. In all my life, except when I was a tiny child. I have not enjoyed my life more than I'm enjoying it right now. I know you could tell. And sometimes I'm just totally apeshit because I don't know how to express the amount of enjoyment I'm getting out of life. But stick with it. This is too important. This is awesome. Stick with me. You're going to love this. And I'm going to link the video to you, to make sure you can see it for yourself, exactly the trail that I was led on today. All right. This fellow, who I'd never seen before, had a guitar, nice Stratocaster looking thing. I think it was made by Shure. It was all relict and looked old, you know. A young fella, well, compared to me. But he had gone to the Berklee School of Music, which a lot of excellent musicians come out of Berklee. But what did they teach you in 3 years at Berklee? All right. Well, this guy, instead of being a highbrow, he just told it to me like a truck driver. I was able to understand exactly what this man was trying to communicate because there was no fluff, no bullshit. It was instantaneous, right to the root of exactly about music. From an honest to God point of view. That made sense instantly. All right. Years ago, just run with this. I don't know where I'm going because there's no script. I just know what I want to explain to you. It's fantastic. It can change your life. It can change your destiny. This is how cool. I'm trying to sneak around the edge of this because I don't want to unwrap it instantaneously, but I should just do that. All right. Years ago, many years ago, when I was married, I came home from work one day and the house was kind of quiet. I lived with my wife and her 2 children and a cat named Theo. great big 26-pound cat. He just loved me. But that's another story. What a life. What an absolute wonderful life. Oh my God, am I thrilled. All right, I come home this one day. I told you I always took my Bible with me to work. I took it ever since I was born again. I kept the Bible with me all the time. I wanted my understanding of God not to come from what somebody tells me, because I didn't trust them. And you couldn't trust, you can't trust everybody. You can't. There's an internal something in you that says, meh. You don't always catch it. Sometimes you get fucked, but not always. After a few times you get bruised and hurt by somebody's malicious words that they're trying to manipulate you, sometimes from a satanic point of view. They're deliberately trying to fuck you up. You get hurt and survive a couple of those, and you get wary. Now you get to be what's called street smart. Is this guy walking up to me got ideas? Is this guy following me got ideas? And what am I going to do when all of a sudden he's got me by the back of the fucking neck? Number one, the hair on the back of your neck stands up because inside you, you're not just flesh and bone. You're a spirit. You're a soul. There's a dimension bigger than you. So you might be 6 foot tall or what, walking down the street, but there's a bigger you. There's a great big you on the inside. That's why they say it's not how big the dog is in the fight. It's how big the fight is in the dog. Yeah. I'm so excited. All right. So this day I come home from work, and the little voice deep inside my mind says, oh, look, there's a penny saver on the desk. Why don't you look at it? All right. What the fuck? So follow it sometime. I mean, most of the time you can follow that. It's 100% accurate. And it's trying to lead you somewhere. But you can trust that. I've learned over time you can trust that. Not always. Because the slippery ass devil can sneak up on your ass. And he's a cunning deceiver, can sound just about like it, except he comes from a perverted place because he's a fallen angel. He's deliberately coming to fuck you up, but it sounds like your own voice, and after you get spooky and you don't want to hear none of it, but you can trust your own. Now listen. So it says pick up the penny saver. Whatever. What do I got to lose? I pick up the penny saver. And I just flip it open. What? Violin for sale. But why violin? I don't play a violin. I like violin. It sounds really cool, but I don't play a violin. I played guitar. And back then I didn't know anything about theory. I didn't even know the names of the strings on the fucking guitar. And I was playing in a band. I didn't even know the name of the fucking strings. I just played. Just play. And as long as I just played, I could do it. Because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. But I didn't know why I could play. I know it doesn't. Roll with this. Just roll with this. This just happens to bald ass truth. So, Bob Reynolds. Why do I remember the guy's name after all these years? This was 1993, 92, 93. How do I remember this man's name when I can't even remember what the fuck happened yesterday? Because this was a very profound engagement, a very interesting meeting. I called the number. We had phones that actually fit your face back then. And he was a blind guy. Blind. Couldn't see jack shit. He couldn't see even, I don't even know he could see light from black. What's that got to do with it? Because he was disabled, he lived with family, but he was an old man. And he would go to music stores, so somebody would take him, or how the fuck he did it, I don't know. He was blind, so he got used to being blind. So he just rolled with it. And he would find student grade instruments that he would resell on, well, not YouTube, because there was no such thing back then, in these little pamphlets. I mean, it was a part of the newspaper. I've never read a whole newspaper. I've never read a newspaper in my life. The only thing they're good for is putting under a fucking parrot in a cage so they can shit on, in my book. They're worthless. Except for back in the days when we had a TV section, it could tell you what the fuck was coming on and when. So as I'm talking to him, he says, I have several violins for sale. Would you like to come and see them? Well, what the fuck? It was back in the days when I had that van, the conversion van. Was it? Yes, I think it was. No, I didn't have the conversion van then. I had a 68 Biscayne wagon. It was black. Black inside, black outside. It was called the Mennonite Mobile. Yeah. And I had to keep the back door shut by caulking it with fucking silicone caulk. My wife hated that car. She hated, but I don't even know if she liked me. She definitely didn't like I was a flaky bastard. She wanted a normal person. Well, enough. So I go to check it out. So I go see Bob Reynolds. And it was on the other side of Syracuse. Not too bad. Nice section. All right. So here's this old guy. And first of all, since he can't see me, he wants to touch your face. I go, what the fuck? No, he's not one of them guys. But he touched my face and he said, oh, okay. I know what you look like. Now, all right, that's cool. So here's what I got. He opens up this case. Hang on. If I can get up here without falling on my ass. I'm almost there. It's a little scary. This was not planned. You're seeing this. Look at the dust on this case. See the dust? This is not planned. This is real time. You are seeing this as I am seeing this. This is none of this rehearsed. This is no con job. All right. See this old case? Well, it had a violin in it back then. This has been on my to-do list to refurbish and heat up this and get it fixed. All right? You can see how far deep into it never happened to this day. All right. So, the violin was very inexpensive. I didn't know how expensive the fucking strings were, or the bow, but he had a bow, and he turned me on to it. And it was a student grade. It was red and creepy looking. Well, not creepy. It just was nothing to write home about. Where do you hear this? This is cool as a motherfucker, this story. It's real, absolutely real, verbatim. So I bring it home. You gotta love this shit. I bring it home, and I'm excited to tell my wife, oh, slap this motherfucker. Me. What are you, nuts? I don't know if she's going to flip the fuck out. Why would she flip the fuck out? She hasn't got a dog in the race. Not a penny invested. Okay. Like an idiot, I tell this woman, I just bought a violin. The bitch flips out. Are you shitting me? No. Let me see it. Oh, you want to see it? No. I was a smart fuck to it. It didn't fly too far. So I showed her the violin. I said, don't you think it's beautiful? Why did you buy a violin? You know, that's the kind of shit that starts fights with me. But I let that one slide. But there I am. I'm already very thin on when I'm going to flip the fuck out myself. You know why I got divorced now? All right. I said, listen, I met this cool guy. I showed her the paper, you know, what he wanted list, ads, or you know what I'm telling you about. Maybe some of you do. I said, see it right here. I marked it. This guy, Bob Reynolds. He's a blind guy. What? Why the hell would you go see a blind guy? I bought a violin from him. Why do you buy a violin when you play guitar? I don't know. Why the fuck not? I said, how the hell am I going to learn to play a violin if I never get one? She goes, oh, no, I've got to go through this, sound like somebody raping a cat with a fucking coat hanger. Well, she didn't say it like that, but that's how I interpreted it. I said, well, there's got to be a learning curve, of course. All right. This is fucking amazing. I ain't bullshitting you. So, I find out from Bob what the string names are. George Davis ate an elephant. G, D, A, and E. But I don't even know the names of the strings on the... Well, I've only got 4, so what the fuck? Even my mind can grab 4 notes and remember them. All right, so I did. So I got my little guitar tuner and I tuned the strings up to where the little needle said, yep, that's right where it is. Okay. And what I noticed was, well, I'm way in the attic. Of course, I lived in the attic anyway. I couldn't deal with her. Couldn't sleep with a woman. Her fucking feet were kicking all night, and if I fart, she went fucking absolutely bird shit. Ripped all the fucking covers off the bed, started to cry. What the fuck is a fart? Get over it. But fuck this. I went up in the attic. All right. You can see what fun it is? Oh, it's not fun. See, am I having any problems now? Not a fucking bit. Okay. Liking it. So here we go. So I start monkeying with this. And I figure, well, let's try Mary Had a Little Lamb. Dee-dee. But you got it. Whatever I've learned this. Whatever I could think of in my mind, I could play. I thought, what? Because I can't do that with a guitar. This is going to get good. Okay. Whatever I thought about, I could play. Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. You know? Almost a national anthem. So I started scratching around and finding this, a violin is a tiny little neck. It's not very long, but the strings are way high pitched. It was designed, when I found out, the whole violin was designed for the size of a human hand. What? You mean there's some intelligence to why people make shit? Fucking A. Ignorance is not bliss. Yes. Now, if you see me go from a 6-string guitar to this surfboard-looking 7-string fretless bass, now go down to a violin, and I'll play one for you one of these days, because I can still do that shit. A little bit. I haven't done it in a long time. There was a bunch of songs that I remembered. I could play them right now. If I went up and got my violin, I could tune it up and play the fucking thing for you. I'll prove it to you, but not right this minute. Because I can smell coffee, and I am liking the smell of it. Oh, yes, humble, yoo-hoo. I don't, thank God it ain't a sin. Yep. Nope. Get in there. Now, put this back, get a little bit of milk. Hang on, stick with me, This is going to be worth it. You don't mind old Humble getting a little something to refurbish his vocal cords, do you? This is going to get really fucking good. Because I know where we're going with this, because I just got it myself about 20 minutes ago. which made me grab the phone and say, fuck this. Get this up there, quick. Okay, let's stick to the program. Oh, love it, love it. So, time goes by. And I start to catch on pretty decent to the, So this red violin, I get this fucking idea. Don't you love ideas? Squonky goes nuts when I get ideas. Because he knows it's a lot of work for him. All right, enough of the story. So here we go. I get this idea. Why don't I get some stripper and strip all that varnish off and find out what kind of wood is underneath here? All right, you ready? A student grade violin. All right, so I strip this. I get the rubber gloves and this putrid smelling bullshit. It's like gel. It's like some kind of a gel. Oh, it's caustic as a motherfucker. It'll probably kill you dead. It's like jellyfish almost. It's fucking nasty shit. Bull, take the varnish right off and whoa. Do you know what that wood was? That was tiger maple from the 30s. Like a 32 or 33. Tiger maple. And the neck was tiger maple too. Who? What the fuck? Oh, fuck. I looked inside. Was it a Stradivarius? No, it was the name escapes me. But there was two crema. I can't quite get, I have it in my mind somewhere. Cremora? Something like that. No, that's what you put in food. Yeah. So, on with the story. So, I figure, well, gee, I got it down to the bare wood. Why don't we use polyurethane? Oh, no! Polyurethane. Oh, it's so shiny and nice. Well, polyurethane's dandy for a floor or for a chair or for a table. But a violin? Why not? Dunk the fucker in there and see what happens. Ah! All right, so I go ape shit, get the little foam brushes, and begin my refurbishing with polyurethane. And I build it up. I got not a 1/16 of an inch, but I got a lot of it on there, all right? I string it up and what the fuck? All right, let's take it to a violin shop down in Syracuse and show them what a beautiful instrument I got. Oh, fucking A. Okay. So I take it down there and they look at it, they go, what the fuck did you do to this? What are you talking about? Now, pride and ignorance, they live next door to each other. And both of them will stop you dead in your tracks from making any progress. If you get offended because you just got rebuked for being a stupid fuck, you're never going to go farther than right there. This is where your road comes to a dramatic T. You're either going to go right or you're going to go left because there ain't no fucking other way to go. You're either going to go right or left. So I got offended. Stupid fuck that I am at times. I got a hard on for this. I'm thinking, you're a fucking asshole. What are you telling me? Look how beautiful it is. And the other guy walks up and says, what? I can see this is going sideways. Let me explain to you something. This is such a delicate spruce top with a very hard maple sides and back and neck. With an ebony fretboard, very hard wood. It'll ring. It doesn't go thump, thump, thump. It goes ting, ting, ting. And it's that ting, ting, ting that the strings go, they can speak. But what you did, you just muzzled the fuck out of it. And it's worthless. Hang it on the wall. Fuck you. And I left. I pissed and moaned all the way home. Fucking kids are downstairs doing this shit. My wife's going, what the fuck? Why don't you take that shit outside? I'm not listening to that bullshit. Fuck that. Turns up the TV to full board. Get the fuck out. I can't listen to that fucking... It does sound like you're raping a squirrel with a fucking coat hanger. Well, fuck you too. So I got in my car and I went up to the cemetery. I figured, fuck it. If I'm pissing off the live people, let's see what I can do with these dead bastards. So I go up there, I'm fucking with it, fucking with it, fucking with it, fucking with it. And I'm actually having a good time, except it cramps the fuck out of your hand. See, I had whiskers at the time, so you can't really put it under your chin. I never could get used to that shit. How the fuck do you see this little fucker? It's, you know, maybe I am a little homophobic. But, you know, what the fuck? It hurt. Oh, hurt like a bastard. So I said, fuck this. I'm going to Charlie Daniels that shit. Fuck yeah. I'm not going to play violin. I'm going to play fiddle. Okay, great. Baby. Oh, the story continues. So I go on a fucking rampage. Humble doesn't just have one violin. Fuck this. Boom! I was Bob Reynolds' best customer. I was buying parts. I was buying pieces. I was buying anything I could get my fucking greedy ass hands on. I had violins up the ass. Well, I didn't quite, but I had a lot of them. And I was giving them away. Big Billy will know, because I gave him a very special one. It was bigger than the normal. He's a big fucking guy. His fucking shoulders are like this. He's like an ox. A real intelligent, wonderful ox. But he's a big motherfucker. And all these stories have so many side stories. If I don't stay with it, you'll never get the understanding. Stick with the program. Okay, so I'm giving away violins, and I'm taking my violin to work with me. And I'm actually getting a chance to play violin for the Italian guys, and they're fucking dancing around having a ball. And I got my ass reamed for, you're supposed to be delivering concrete, not giving concerts to Italian guys, and they're feeding you artichokes. I never had an artichoke in my life. Fucking good, too. So we sit down and have Italian bread and artichokes on the clock. Oh, that didn't fly. And then one time I almost poked the fucking Dave Donnelly right in the eye. He climbed up the side of the cement mixer and he wanted to hear what the squeaking noise was. I almost poked him in the eye with a fucking blow. He said, that's the end of it. This motherfucker isn't coming to work one more time. I'll deal with the Bible, but I ain't dealing with his fucking violin. Don't ever bring it to here again. Again, I don't take rebuke too good. Ignorant. I'm just ignorant, man. Ignorant. So fuck you. I put it in my lunchbox. Suck on that. I just won't let you see it. Well, anyway. Why am I telling you this story? I'm going to tell you the story now. So, those two notes from Tony McKenzie ignited an inspiration deep down in my soul. Why did this happen? It's a rabbit trail. It's something that happens in your life. You don't even know why. It's pulling you forward. You don't know where you're going, but if you don't go with it, you ain't never going anywhere. You're going to miss out on a piece of life that otherwise is being unveiled to you as you walk through time. All right. You saw the exuberance of that first hideously lousy video that I did of immediately grabbing any fucking thing to not forget these two notes. I wanted to remember those notes. I want to find where those notes were on any fucking thing. Anything that'll make a noise. I'd have played a broom fucking handle if I could have got a note out of it. So, a song emerges out of those two notes. Now, was that Tony's song? No. But it ignited a spark in me. I had become so stagnant and only playing, I used to know like 25 songs, pretty much verbatim. And then I got down to 5 or 6. Then I got down to fucking 2. 2 on a good day. And they weren't that great because I was so sick of playing the same bullshit over and 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 over again. Even if they were good songs once, after 5,000 times of playing the same bullshit, here we go again. What are we having for dinner, honey? Bologna sandwiches and a can of beans. Fucking A! That's what we've had for the last 5 years. Yeah. Sex tonight? Yeah, forget it. Let's have the bologna sandwich. So here we go. It ignited a spark. That's why I didn't give a fuck if I stepped on a few bad notes. Fuck that. If you let that stop you, you're already stopped. Listen, the quicker we understand, don't sweat the chicken shit. If you're going to have eggs to sell to people, you're going to have to deal with the stuff that goes with the chickens. Like shoot the fucking hawk so he don't get the chicken. No, you can't do that. You go to jail. Fuck the hawk. Anyway, onward through the fog. Here we go. So I begin. I went back and I watched the video a few times. I'm going, oh, fuck. You better watch your analytics, Humble, because this shit's going to tank. You're going to put up some kind of bullshit and people are going to go, what the fuck is this nonsense? You know, I'm saying this from your perspective, perhaps. I can go watch Lee Ritenour. I can go watch Charlie Mingus or anybody else play perfectly, and I'm flipping through that shit like, what the fuck's, what's on the next channel? Fuck this, fuck this, fuck. Like, attention span shorter than an orgasm. No offense to anybody. It's just, this fucking world has done this to us. Instead of remembering 40 or 50 telephone numbers by every fucking number, I'm lucky I remember my own. In any event, here's the deal. So, again, I'm flipping through YouTube after I watched that crock of shit back. But it wasn't a crock of shit. It wasn't. If you were expecting a professional performance, it sucked wild moose cock a mile long. But if you were a young person starting out and you were scared shitless to make bad notes happen, and you had, and it's even worse when you start to get about 2 or 3 years into it, when you, fuck this, I can light up the whole world, motherfucker. I can play like nobody can play. But you're right, you can. Do you understand what you're playing? Fuck no, man. I don't fucking need that bullshit. Put a can over my head and fucking wail. All right, you'll probably make $1 million, but you'll still be a dickhead. You'll never understand what the fuck's going on. I don't play that jazz bullshit, motherfucker. I know, that's wonderful. I used to play only Southern rock. I didn't give a fuck for blues. And then I ended up having to learn blues, but it was like dragging a cat across the fucking ground backwards. Fuck this, I don't like any part of it. I don't like it. In country, fuck you. I'm not into country at all. But it is a nice discipline, and if you like country, it's, especially the old stuff, it's really, 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 really good. I mean, all music that's played intelligently with a purpose and a feeling is excellent. I don't give a fuck what it is. Now, I'll be honest with you. I made reference to Yngwie Malmsteen. I just sit and look at him. Could I listen to an hour of that? Fuck no. About 2 or 3 minutes of it, my mind is burnt to a crisp. It just fries my shit. I like it, but what the fuck? I can't process it. The same thing with Satch. Citriani. Fucking amazing. Brilliant. Fucking unbelievable player. Dexterity. Fuck. He could skin a salamander and roll a joint at the same time. But do I enjoy it? Well, I guess if I was drunker than the bastard and stoned, I might. Yeah. But I'm really not into being drunker than a bastard and stoned. I can't do a damn thing like that, except sit there listen to music and fall asleep and wake up so fucked up I don't even know where I am. Days go by and I'm trying to do the simplest things and it's hard as a motherfucker. Finally you say, fuck this. I don't need that bullshit. I wasn't born stoned. I wasn't born drunk. Go back to childhood. So after a while you do. And then you say, fuck, life is so much easier. It's almost like you're cheating. Except for your friends say, fuck you. We've had it with this asshole. What is he doing? He's toting the Bible again. Oh, here we go with this bullshit again. He's off on a fucking tangent. I'm not off on a tangent. I'm back to my foundation. All right. So here we go. So I turn on the YouTube and boop. You know, it gives you different options. Boop. I'm not looking for anything. Boop. There it is. It was Victor Wooten. I like Victor Wooten. I think he's a cool son of a gun, boy, I'll tell you. And can play. Whoo! These guys are the real honest to God jumping up and down real McCoy. But he's down to earth. I mean, you could talk. I could sit down and put an arm around Victor Wooten and have a wonderful time talking to him or make him dinner or whatever the fuck. Just enjoy the shit out of him. And I'm sure he would just laugh to beat hell about my frantic acting. I'm me, and some people really laugh to beat hell. And I applaud them, and they applaud me, and we get along great. Others, they attack me, and I fucking go nuts. And then they realize, fuck this, get away from this dickhead. He's nuts. Because I do repel pricks real quick. Anyway, here we go. So I'm listening to Victor Wooten. And if I can find the link to that, I'm going to link in this video to Victor Wooten so you can see it for yourself. But he explains why a person would want to know music theory at all. I mean, why not just like the old hillbillies, they just sat up there, corncob pipe or what the deal, and they just played like the fucking bluegrass will blow your shit away. Especially the mountain blue. Well, fucking guys, they're Citriani before Citriani was born. Only they're playing a little bit of something different, but they're fucking shredding that shit. You ever see somebody smoke a fucking banjo? I immediately think of Deliverance, but let's not go there either. And you wonder why I'm good with archery? Anyway, here we go. And if you don't think so, well, that's another story for another day. But I can show you bottle caps that at 40 feet, I put 2 arrows in next to each other right here in the house. And I didn't do it once. I had like 30 or 40 of them. Not bragging, just that if you will apply yourself after a length of time, if you have any natural ability, it will grow and blossom. If you water something and you nurture it, it'll grow. And if you talk nice to it, it's happy. So here's the deal. So I listened to Victor Wooten, and he says, no, you can play good music without any theory. He said, well, let me explain something to you. It's only 7 notes. 13 at the most. Well, what's the big objection to learning this? And you think to yourself, well, am I really that fucking lazy? Or am I obstinate and just filled with pride? I don't fucking need no notes, man. I'll just play the motherfucker. I'm not saying that in a way to slander anybody. I don't know why sometimes it comes out that way. Sometimes it comes out like I'm from down south. I don't know why. I think because I will listen more if I sound different than I normally do. Sometimes if I just talk like I normally do, I don't listen to myself. I don't think anybody else does either. But here's the deal. So Victor says, if you will understand what it is you're doing and all right, if this 7 notes fit here, and this 7 notes fit here, and this 7 notes fit down there, then if you know where they're sitting, you can go to that library and play them, and it's going to sound great. But if you go up here, and that doesn't match this at all, It's like my marriage. You can put them together, but you can't make it sound good. It's fucking chaos from the beginning to the end. It is not fun for anybody in music to hear, because that's when you go, oh, it cringeworthy bullshit. You know, you internally you know, fuck, that sounds horrible. Okay. Now let's get to the good part. So I said, you know what? Victor's right. I spent 2 years, 4 years ago, I set the guitar down. I said, listen, you're not growing a fucking bit. You're stagnating on the same fucking bullshit 5, 10 songs you've played for 14 years. I'm sick of these. I like them, but you can't play them with love and with your whole heart when you're sick as fucking tired of them. It's like going to a job that you hate. You might be getting a paycheck, but you ain't doing shit for them or for yourself. But if you're doing something that you love doing, oh, you can't get up. Oh, fuck. You had to force yourself to take a Saturday off. Anyway, so I go back to Tony's song, and I look at what the notes were there are only 2 notes per chord. How lazy do you have to be not to start at the fucking beginning of the nut and just look? E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp. I mean, just pick where it starts and they all scoot along in a happy progression like stairs. And it's picking here and here and here that makes a beautiful sound, or they just fucked it up. But thankfully you can tell. If you can't tell, go play pool or some shit, you know? Something that doesn't have anything to do with music. But that I'm probably going to catch hell on. I like billiards myself. So here we go. So I go back and I look at how that went. And I struggled to get the second part. It's just simple fucking chords. I'm all over the 7-string bass, and I can't find those fucking notes. I'm butchering the shit out of it. And I'm really trying to avoid even playing that part. It was 2 fucking notes. So I went back last night with a 4-string bass. I said, let's simplify this shit, because I know that this is E, A, D, and G. A guitar is E, A, D, G, B, and E. All right? A 7-string bass is B, E, A, D, G, C, and F. Well, what the fuck? Yep, but you better know that going in, or you're going to reach for something that ain't on that shelf. Okay. So I spent 2 years trying to learn music theory, and all it did was I got playing mechanically. And it sounded, there was no life to the music. I went back and heard stuff I did in 2005. It's full of life. It's full of life. Did I know what I was doing? Fuck no. I had a rough idea of the name of the chord. But as far as the notes, fucking A. Throw the whole thing in the air and hope for the best. I didn't know. But I was playing from the heart. Now, we're getting back to this, what I'm going to tell you. Rabbit trail, much? Short video? Nah. But check it out. So, when I humbled myself to understand what Victor was saying, he was putting an arm around old Humble saying, Humble, come here. I want to turn you on to something really cool. Acapulco Gold? No, Humble. No. Is it a Burmese python? No. Is it a new chopper? No. It's this. That song you're trying to learn. Apply a little bit of theory to it gently. Now that you're simmered the fuck down because you've got it recorded, although that recording blows, because you didn't know what the fuck you were doing, you never used time. You didn't time it out. a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1. That'll drive you crazy until you understand what the fuck you're learning that for. Because all those little incremental spaces between what you're saying is spots for notes to hit. And if the drummer is hitting them on these spots, if he's nailing the 2 and he's nailing the 4, or if you're playing reggae and he's nailing the 3, you need to know that so that you can not be lost when you're listening to this shit. Now, if you're just casually going to a concert, you kick back, you got 3 of them twisted, they're in your pocket, and you brought a 12-pack with you, if you can sneak it into the fucking place like we used to do. The whole auditorium looked like a cloud was in there. You could have got stoned out of your fucking mind coming in there sober. You would have needed to, if Uber was around, you would have needed to call that shit. Or walk home going, what the fuck? Or you might get laid. You never know how that was going to go. Or somebody piss on you from behind you, end up in a fight. Now, anything could happen at a real concert back in the day. Not saying the new ones aren't real, but back then it was fucking real. When you went to see Yes, you went to see Frank Zappa. What the fuck? Are you kidding me? That guy could play like a motherfucker and 0 drugs. None. He was hooked on tobacco like a son of a bitch, but he was not into drugs at all. To play his shit, you couldn't be on drugs. Anyway, where was I? So, I went back, and lo and behold, that second part was so fucking easy, no wonder I didn't find it. It was laying right, it made sense of why it would be here on the 7-string Conklin, because it was there, because remember, the strings, except for the low B, is E, A, D, and G. I have those strings on the Conklin, but I have them in many different places on the neck, depending on the tone of where it sits tonally. Now, all right, since I humbled myself to let Victor metaphorically put an arm around me and cart me down and explain to me why this would be a help, and instead of coming to the fucking crossroads and go, fuck you, I didn't. I said, all right, wait a minute. That's a great idea. Yeah, let's do that. So I sat down, and because I was willing to be obedient, it opened me up to understand there might be a better way of doing this. I mean, if I'm going to I'm going to drive a nail, why use the palm of my fucking hand when I've got a hammer sitting here? Common sense is not something that you should shun. Common sense is the quickest way to get to where you're going without all the fucking bullshit. Cut to the chase. All right. Now, lo and behold, I didn't see this or know this, but God is watching. And God goes, not that he didn't know this was going to happen, but I bet he jumps up and down when moments like this take place. Old Humble's catching on to this. Let's turn him on to the second part of this. So, I get up this morning, I put the Lord first, get right into the Bible. I'm following the life of David in the book of Samuel. And I'm not reading it to blast through the fucking thing. I'm forensically studying why God spoke the words he did to relate the story the way, not story, fuck that word story, to relate the exact account of this part of life, that if you went back to that very spot, it would be there exactly the way it's spoken of, but seen from a God's perspective, not man's. I had this conversation with a buddy of mine just last week. Never mind, that's another fucking story. Let's stick with this. So seeing as I was willing to be humble in real life, not just a name for a YouTube dude, God rewarded me with the biggest find in 9 years of fucking playing music. This absolutely Instantaneously, within 2 minutes of the video, I was fucking on fire. I had to even comment because this guy explained something to me that I was in plain sight. I stepped over it, tripped over it, found it, smelled it, looked for it. And the more I looked for it, the less I could find it. It was right fucking there all the time. I'm going to link that to you too. Transform me to where we are right now. All right. He explained that why you can remember Mary Had a Little Lamb or any other song that you can just hum or just sing casually, and you never forget it. And I'm not going to try to explain this video to you because he does a hell of a lot better job than I could butcher it in about a second. So I'm going to cut that off. But I'm going to say this part. This is the part right now. If this is what all that foundation was building up to, and I didn't know this was coming. But after I was blown away by the intelligence and you see, in Proverbs, written by Solomon, one of David's children, actually, he was the child born from the illegitimate. He was the richest man on the planet at the time. And he was the smartest man recorded in the Bible at the time, Solomon. He wrote Proverbs. If you want wisdom and understanding, Proverbs is a book of the 66 books you should go to in the Bible. And don't let these liberal assholes try to fuck with you. Go right there. You want wisdom and understanding, you're going to get it right there. It's going to be pure. It's going to be honest. People used to talk to communicate so they could get their understanding to you. It wasn't about somebody trying to con you or to fuck with you or to mislead you or to portray somebody in a way that they're not. All right. So what does it say? It says, with all you're getting, get understanding and wisdom. They or she will promote you. In other words, embrace this. This, if you want to go forward in life, not just be a fuck up and die wondering where the fuck you're going to go till after you get there. That really is fucked up, but I'll get to that. Here's the thing. Once I knew the foundation, it was foundation in the Bible, what the guy was teaching, but he maybe didn't even go there with this, but I am going there with this. Every single one of us has a very strong desire to know God. However, because we've been fucked over the coals by all these people who say that they can tell you how to get there, are very leery, skeptical, and don't want a fucking thing to do with this bullshit. Well, that's a good thing. You know what Jesus said? I'm the good shepherd. I lead my people. He's not a cattle driver. This isn't fucking Bonanza. I lead my people. My people know my voice. And they follow me. And another, they won't follow. There. So those con-ass motherfuckers that were trying to bullshit you in the knocking door to door endlessly so that you could be one of 144,000, or you're going straight to God forgot me. I'm now in nothing land. I never existed and I never will. Oh, that's a fucking crock of shit. That's a satanic crock of shit. Okay, here's the truth. After my mother and father divorced, and I grew up very, very poor with my mother. I was very thin, didn't have much to eat. And we came from a household of wealth where we could have anything we wanted. But now we're poverty stricken. So in order to kind of make the best of it, my mother and I would go out shoplifting. Now it's legal. I mean, it was legal a couple of weeks ago. I mean, before Trump came in, it was legal. You could steal whatever the fuck you want. Nothing happens. Steal a car. Who gives a fuck? Get a pat on the head. We'll come back in 15 years and we'll address the issue. Now, little Johnny, go on home and enjoy the new car. Not back in the 60s. They got you by the back of the fucking neck, drag you across the floor, kick your fucking ass. You're going to jail, motherfucker. They took that shit serious as a heart attack. So my mother would go out in one direction. I'd go out in another direction. What was I, about 7? And I'd go to the toy section. Now I looked up. I was a sly little motherfucker. But when you're a crook, that's your biggest fucking mistake. And then pride jumps up. I'm a sly crook. No, you're a deceived fucking idiot. And your day is coming. Okay. Now, in a world made of chaos, none of this matters. But it's not. It's a world of design. A creation of design. Okay. Okay. Well, I liked, as a little kid, 5, 6, 7, I grew up, with a television. Oh, that was cool as fuck. All they had was radio before that. Planes still had propellers when they went over the fucking house. Jets were just starting to have their shit happening. So, I went to the toy section, greedy little prick that I was, and I pretended to put it back. Well, after about a week of this bullshit, coming home with all kinds of goodies that I felt so wonderful I stole, I went back again. This time, what I didn't know, they were watching for this little prick. And they see me. Bruce, go down and fetch that little bastard. Okay? I'm sitting there, stealing away. Oh, the thrill you get of stealing. Oh, sin has such a delightful feeling for such a short fucking time. They had me by the back of the fucking neck. I'm screaming like a fucking bad bearing, dragging my ass up to the fucking office. All right. Where's your mother? What mother? What the fuck? They didn't care to slap the fuck out of a kid that stole. Fuck yeah. Bap. Holy shit. Now you got my undivided attention. Fuck yeah. What did I do? I knew I was in deep shit. I didn't know where my mother was. I figured I'm going to jail or they're going to kill me. I know I'm 7. What the fuck do I know? What did I do? I prayed to Mighty Mouse. What? Yeah. He was my hero on cartoons. Mighty Mouse. What the fuck? You could have prayed to the Easter Bunny and not gotten any farther. I don't know that. I'm 7. From the depths of my heart, I knew I needed to call out to a Savior. Somebody was going to save me. I didn't know God. I had never heard of God. I didn't know about Jesus. Never heard of him. Knew nothing about it. But from the gut inside of me, under duress and pressure, I was calling out because the pride was gone. That got slapped the fuck out of me when that guy slapped me. I'm scared shitless. So there's no pride. I'm fucking freaking the fuck out. Little did I know, they just pinched my mother. They pinched her ass in another place. And she was looking like she was going to have to, they were going to arrest her fucking ass because she was a grown woman. But God gives grace to the humble. This was part of his learning plan, not a part of adjusting her ass into Sing Sing and I go to a fucking orphanage. He made it abundantly clear this type of activity, we didn't know him. We didn't acknowledge him. That doesn't make any difference. Just because I don't know God doesn't stop God from being. So, on the way home, she says, oh my God, look at that handprint on your face. Yeah, yeah, okay, come here, sweetie. Let me get another cigarette. Oh, you motherfucking cigarettes. We're not going to do this anymore, Georgie. This is not the kind of people we're going to be. All right, I'm into it. I'm not into that shit anymore. Okay, the thieving bullshit's gone. No problem, Mom. No problem. All right. Did it end there? Well, you know, when you get to be in your teenage years and you completely, I think you lose your mind. Your testicles take over and your brain says, fuck it. And is it ever right? No. Are there consequences? Fuck yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. All right. Does Humble steal anymore? Fuck no. You know why? Because stealing opens up an environment whereby the god of theft, lies, perversion, who is the devil, a fallen entity, you're making an environment that attracts him. And he ain't bringing nothing but misery to you. I only stole a pack of cigarettes. Why did the transmission blow out of my fucking car a week later? Things always happen in threes. Yeah, the barn burnt down and somebody fucked my cat. But after years of seeing these coincidences, finally the light comes on. So, Humble's at the store a month ago. Humble gets a pack of hamburgers. I got food for the little animals. I don't know if you can see this, but pack of hamburger is underneath the food for the animals. I got 3 bags of food for the animals, so when I come through to checkout, I tell the lady, I've got 4 waters, here's a water. I've got 3 bags of food for the animals, here's a bag. Check out. But oh my God, I didn't pay for this. Ma'am, what is it? Go. You see, I've got other people here. It doesn't matter. I've got to take care of this. What is it? I didn't pay for this. What? Why didn't you? I didn't see it. It was underneath here. Well, sit over there. When I get a moment, we'll make it right. You're absolutely right, we will. You're absolutely right, we will. The devil ain't fucking me over the coals for $8. But nobody would have known, Humble. I know. If I know, he knew before I know. Why do we confess our sins to God? He already knows what you did. Why do we give money to God's cause? He don't need your money. He needs you to plant some seed so you can have a harvest. You lazy fuck, if you won't plant, it won't grow. And you'll starve and blame God. No. Okay. So I paid for it. Fuck you, devil. That's not an opportunity. That's not an opportunity. Real opportunities come from God, the Father of lights, in whom is no variableness nor shadow of turning. He does not change. Period. Well, I only read the New Testament. I don't like the God of the Old Testament. God doesn't change. Just because it's a different insurance policy based on different things. One, in the beginning, you had to work your way, which nobody ever did. And the other one, God himself paid for the price. So you can't. You couldn't pay for it yourself. So here, what's all this about, Humble? Let's cut this short because we're all worn out with you. All right, I am too. And I didn't even get to drink much of my coffee. And the day is young. So what's it all about? It's all about this. When that man showed me to get the sounds related to a column of sound, from the low sounds to the high sounds, and have it be in your body, where it really is, in your soul. That's why the music played from feeling comes from inside you. Not mechanical, well, you're looking at a paper. How fucking boring well, it would be boring unless you could hear the sounds that you're seeing on the fucking page. Like reading the Bible. I can hear the words, not audibly, but I'm reading like 4 or 5 words at a time as I'm going. But I'm reading it one at a time in my brain, but I see where the fuck I'm going with these words. I mean, then I'll micro fascinate myself to why these things are so. And that's how I learn. You'll notice that when I do graphics in the lead-ups to my videos, I change the colors sometimes to have different things stand out a certain way. I thought it was all, I didn't think anybody really ever did anything like that. Blank sheet of paper. Blank sheet of paper. What's on it? Nothing. That's what would be in a video if somebody didn't deliberately put it there. What about the movies you're watching? Oh, like the one that we saw, Batman Anakin, where on the table was a map showing Sandy Hook. Why, mere coincidence. Fuck it is. Ha ha, no. And then they slaughtered the children by that fucking maniac that went nuts using an AR-15. He couldn't have used any fucking thing else, could he? Oh, fuck no. Because we have an agenda. And we're paying money to these people making the videos and the movies. Because the devil has to get it in your fucking mind before he can make it happen. He has to steal your faith to make his fucking agenda come up in the flush. Yeah. Oh, now we're into conspiracy shit. No, we're not. These cocksuckers label things in a way that makes you ashamed to be acquainted with it. That does not in any way, shape, or form stop it from being real. They don't want you reading this. It's outlawed in some places. And they want to outlaw it here. Well, I got a great big fucking finger to you. Ain't never happening. Why, you're still rebellious, Humble. I drawed a line in the sand a long fucking time ago. I was given life and liberty, freedom from the man, Jesus Christ, who paid the sin debt of my existence. God knows everything about me from the time the foundation of the world to way into the future. What the fuck have I got to worry about? Nothing. Not a fucking thing. Aren't you worried the economy's going to shit the bed? No. If I thought that my sustenance came from my Social Security and from my pension, which I worked for, both of them, myself, if I saw my security in that, I would freak the fuck out. The Bible says, no weapon, COVID, fuck you, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. All right, it's going to fail. Every tongue that rises against me in judgment, I will condemn it. All your needs are supplied according to Almighty God's riches and glory by Jesus Christ. So that means God supplies everything I need to Jesus, and Jesus supplies it to me. Well, fucking A. Go get that new guitar neck. Buy that new guitar. Go fetch some wood for the wood stove. Feed the little animals. Enjoy your life. What is it all about? To love justice, to do righteous, and to walk humbly with your God all your life. That is the nutshell. What does God say about Jesus? This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Hear ye him. Now we're going to stop right after this. Did you know that for thousands of years in the Middle East, the shepherds who knew every single sheep they had, whether there were 100 or 10,000, those sheep, whether it be one sheep or 10,000 sheep, come on guys, let's go. Fucking A. They follow. They love him. They will do what he says. Somebody else says, fuck that, they've scattered. They just go ape shit. They scatter. He can bring them into Jerusalem on the day of doing it. They put all the sheep in the pen together. 250,000 fucking sheep. No marks on them. No collars. No fucking chip under the fucking skin. None of this bullshit. Come on, guys. Time to go. 10,000 sheep follow the guy who had the 10,000 sheep. It's get the fuck out with this coincidence horse shit. It has nothing to do with coincidence. It has to do with God wanted it that way. I tell you, I love God with my whole heart and soul. I absolutely love him. I worship him. He's worthy to be worshipped. And did you know that music is a form of spiritual warfare? And it was designed originally to praise and magnify God. Yup. And the creepy fucker devil, worthless piece of shit, has perverted or tries to pervert every fucking thing because he's in total rebellion to God. He wants to be chief honcho. You stupid fuck. You're a created being. What part of that is so hard to understand? He didn't create God, and you didn't create God either. But you're here. Well, I'm here by chance. I'm here because my mother and father stayed a long time in the back seat of a sedan back in 1991. No, that ain't why you're here. You're here to enjoy this wonderful thing called life. And if you don't have a foundation, and it better be this foundation, not some creepy offshot crock of shit. When you have a foundation, you're secure. You weren't too secure last summer, Humble, when you just were in the backyard. You couldn't hardly fucking move. You just wanted to die. You were just praying the rapture would come at any minute, get you the fuck out of this insanity world. You're right. You're absolutely right. I had had enough of this liberal bullshit, and I could see that these motherfuckers were going to do nothing but continue to push until they got their way. And I even had the Bible to back me up, saying, yes, the people of God will do exploits for a time, but the devil's going to wear them out. I was warned the fuck out. How many videos did you see me put up last year? Maybe 5? Was any of them worth a shit? Fuck no. I can't produce something if it doesn't come from inside me. I can't give you what I ain't got. You can't lose what you never had. But I've got inspiration. And you guys, some of you guys are getting this. Let it grow. Let it grow. I'm not starting some asshole cult. No. No. Not now, not never. They would put me, what the fuck with that? It's witchcraft. Fuck that. I want no part of that bullshit at all. Fuck that. I rebuke it in the name of Jesus. No. I'm not looking for power. I'm not looking for you to make me rich. Every good and perfect gift comes down. Every good and perfect gift comes down from the Father of lights, in whom is no variableness or shadow of turning. Because he remains exactly the same, always has, always will not deviate from who he is. You can know him. Does that mean he has to bow down to the way you want him to be? Fuck no. He won't do it. And you'll say, well, he doesn't align with my idea of God. I want to have a dick put on my nose so I can look like a fucking liberal. Well, that's nice. Go have a dick put on your fucking forehead. I don't give a fuck what you do. But you ain't put one on my forehead. Because the right hand of fellowship's going to knock your shit out. Real life. So here we go. If you get anything out of this, 2 links will be in this video. Watch them. The lead up was with wonderful Victor Wooten. God bless you, Victor. And the other one was this new fella who I don't even know his name yet. But I subscribed. Boom! Do I hit the like button? Boom! Before I even... Why do you hit the like button before you know you liked it? Help the motherfucker grow his channel. Am I so fucking cheap that I can't hit a like button? The fuck's wrong with you? If at the end of it you find out you don't like it, fucking unlike it. Do you realize what a wonderful privilege it is to have interaction with people on YouTube? Do you think you could get a hold of John Wayne back in 1967? Fuck no. Did you ever think Marilyn Monroe would sit on your lap? Well, if you were Kennedy, yes. Who? I know. Before your time. But now, oh, I see what you're doing. You're exalting yourself to that of a movie actor. No, I ain't. I'm just showing you what they were. But they got paid big money for it. However, the ones that paid them, they led them astray. You either did it their way or you didn't do it at all. I got news for you. Who do you think was guiding them? Some maybe, but they didn't last long. But the Slytherin cocksucker that wants to fuck your life up, because how many of those didn't end well? You ever see those beautiful women after 40 years? Oh my God, what a hag! The devil may tell you, I'll make a Yinghui Malmsteen out of you, but you got to give me your soul. Well, since you don't know what your soul is worth, what the fuck do you care? I can have $50 million in 6 months. I can have all the pussy and drugs a man can have. You think you're the only son of a bitch that ever had that idea? The grave is full of assholes that had that fucking ambition. But did they ever get what I got? I got peace. I'm jumping up and down. Fucking A, I am. Let's get this video up. I got more coffee to drink. And the day is young. God only knows what else is in here. Bye-bye.